Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 video, and today we're going to be doing my current household video for October. Oh my goodness, so much has changed in this current save because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think I'd be playing it as much as I have, but I've been using Sims as such a creative release at the moment, and this specific save, that so much has happened. I've got so much to tell you. So let's begin. This Sim you probably won't recognise. Her name is Laurie, and the child that she's holding is her little girl, which has clearly just been born. And her name is Margot, keeping the vintage girl theme here. And yeah, let's just go back into where we left off in the last episode. Now I'm gonna try and make this as concise as humanly possible, but I have been playing a lot. Like, we are on a few generations from where we left off, so it's gonna take me a hot second. It took me a second to remember because I was like, I can't remember for the life of me what Atty actually ended up doing, but I had her move to the eco-living world, and both her and Corey were in the, I can't remember what career that comes with eco-living, civic designer, is that the one? But they were in like two different branches of it, so they were in separate branches but in the same career. Although Atty did max it out, her skills were really high. I actually really enjoyed that household. She ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, well, she went through a pregnancy loss, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 5 children. All girls now that I look at it. And I'm not gonna lie, both Ethel and Taylor were kind of accidental children. Either I wasn't playing with the household at the time when they got pregnant, or like whatever. But I really do remember playing with Clementine and Noelle, and then a little bit of Ethel, but by that point Clementine was kind of aging up. So Clementine and Noelle were twins, and they were born on Winterfest, which is why I gave them quite Christmassy names. I decided to go with Clementine as my next heir, and so I had her decide to move to Solani. I really felt like she was just gonna be one with like nature, really like beachy sort of girl. She's kind of grown up in the green sort of thing, so I feel like she kind of fitted the Solani like island lifestyle sort of thing, and so I really liked that. So she had a little bit of a complicated time of it, but to give you context, Noelle died by death by fire, which is actually really sad because Clementine was really close to her twin. Ethel died by killer chicken. Now I'm not sure what happened with that one. As you can see, I didn't really play with Ethel. She did not get a makeover, so oopsie daisies on that one. But anyway, go back to Clementine. So Clem has 3 children. She has Nori, she has Noah, and then she has the Sim that we play with now, Laurie. So I actually did play with Nori for a little bit, just because, yeah, again, Laurie was a little bit of an accidental child. So I did play with Nori for a little bit, just to kind of experiment with her. I always knew I wasn't going to play with her fully, but, you know, I just wanted to give her a little bit of a go. So to give you some context, both Nori and Noah have a different dad to Laurie. So they're with Colt. Now, Colt and Clementine, they were in a kind of happy relationship for a while, and then Colt went and cheated on Clementine, and it was really sad. It left her devastated. They separated for a little bit before they got divorced. They went to court, and he literally took all of our money, and it was a very sad situation. We had to work from the ground up, but she was able to give these two absolutely lovely childhoods in the end, and they had lovely bedrooms, like they were fully kitted out and all the rest of it. She did end up obviously getting into a relationship with Thea. I think that's how I imagine his name to be pronounced, but I don't fully know. There is a bit of an age gap between Clem and Thea. As you can tell, he's already an elder. I think he's actually kind of near to dying, whereas Clem, I think, is still an adult. She got pregnant with Nori, I kid you not, the first day of turning into a young adult. It was crazy. So that's why there's such a big age gap between the children. Noah, as you can see, doesn't really have anything going on for him. I haven't played with him. I also haven't quite worked out, like, within the story progression. I've never had really much pop-ups for him, other than for him to get a promotion. That's the only pop-up I ever received for him. So he's never really been in love. He's never had children yet. I mean, there's still time. Nori, on the other hand, she is kind of living in Del Sol Valley, is a bit of a successful actress. She has 3 children of her own. So she has Raiden, who's their little boy, and then she had twins. So she had Devin and Julio. I did not put the names. She also does have this guy here has a son, so she also has a stepson. Yeah, they legit have 4 kids. I haven't checked their house recently, so I have no idea whether they can actually fit all 4 of them, but that's not my issue. So she's now, Nori's now an adult, and I have to admit, both Nori and Noah are not really that close to Laurie. I think they've become closer as they've gotten older, particularly as, like, Laurie's now gotten, like, pregnant, and she's had a child of her own, but beforehand, it definitely wasn't like that. So, now that rundown is over, we're going to go a little bit into Laurie. So, like I said, Laurie is our next heir. She was the last born child, and she had a very different experience to her siblings. She kind of had that really, like, only child vibe, because she kind of grew up without her siblings being there. They would obviously come and visit, but it was very occasional. So, she got a really great childhood. She really got the one-on-one attention, and therefore developed quite a close relationship with both Leia and Clementine. And unlike her siblings, she did kind of, get that, like, happy childhood where both her parents stayed together. They're still obviously together now, so it's quite sweet. She is a little bit of an anomaly. I did get high school years within this month, so she's the first sim that I got to play with the high school. She did do well enough to graduate early, and then with that and my combination of the university mod that I've got in, she was basically able to complete university kind of as she was aging up to, I think, just before she was a young adult, which kind of meant that she became a young adult with an advantage. She also did actually get engaged as a teenager, which we're going to get into as well. So yeah, she ended up being really successful. So now let's go into her actual traits and all the rest of it. So I should say they do live in Henford and Bagley. I believe I actually do have the simple living lot trait on, not lot trait, lot challenge, which I don't typically do, but I actually am really enjoying it this far. As you can see my little garden over here. I don't know why that window is glitching. I'll have to go and fix that. But this is what the house is looking like. Got it off the gallery, obviously. It's very cute, obviously getting very cottage living vibes. I'm not going to go too deeply into the household, but you can see it here. There's a spare bedroom here. This is their bedroom. Their little girls' nursery, and then I've got a little bit of an office space for them. Dining table's there, like a conservatory's there, kitchen, living room, bathroom. It is what it is. A little bit of the garden space. There is a cow shed, an animal shed. I do actually have a cow sitting in my family inventory, but I can't work it out how to get them in here, so I've just left it for now because I do find the animals a little time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, not to keep rambling on because this video will probably be quite long as it is. You can kind of see that Laurie's traits are absolutely incredible. The traits I actually picked for her were family orientated, overachiever, and neat. She has developed the cheerful trait. She's just a happy bunny, what can we say? Apparently she would love to have, would be happy to have another child. I'm not gonna lie, I think for this generation, I just want one child, because, I don't know, I feel like just one is enough for me at the moment. We'll see, I often change my mind, so we'll see. I'll let you know. She did all of her, values, I believe, so she's got all of the emotional control, good manners, meditator, compassionate, she's basically got all of it. She completed quite a lot of her childhood aspirations, so she got idea person and practice host. She got chess master because she reached the captain level of that. What else? She got the high flyer because she did one of the teen aspirations. Oh, and she obviously graduated high school early. She has got a fear of fire. She also actually for a while had fear of crowded places. I did play with which mod is it? I did play with the healthcare mod for a little bit this save, and she did end up having anxiety, but I had to take that mod out because of the update, so yes. I mean, I probably could show you the milestones, but... Oh, she has a physics degree. I forgot to say what her degree is but it's in physics. Her job, she is a mechanical genius. She is already level 9. Obviously, university really helps. I'm gonna be honest, I reckon she'll complete this fairly easy. I'm loving this career thus far because I've never had any of my sims be an engineer, so I'm loving it. And to go into relationships, she knows so many people. A lot of these are from the high school packs. So she did date Nathaniel Banerjee. I think is his name. But they broke up. He wasn't digging us very much, to be honest. Like, it kind of got to the point where every single interaction I would do with him, it would end up being negative. And I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna break them up. So they broke up, and to be honest, she wasn't that sad about it. She knows so many different people, which is very sweet. But as you can see, her relationship with Noah, and particularly her nieces and nephews, are not the best. She's not the best at keeping in touch with her brother and sister. But I feel like now that she has a baby of her own, she is trying ever so slightly. But yeah, there you go. She knows so many people. Her skills are looking pretty good, to be fair. I've not tried to build them overly, but yeah, her skills are looking really good. I think we will probably complete the engineering sort of one. Not the engineering, it's called robotics, couldn't think of the name. And potentially parenting, maybe. But that is, I think, pretty much her. I gave her the aspiration nerd brain. I'm doing really bad at keeping up with it, so yeah, again, we shall see. I'm trying to think, is that everything for her? Oh, I mean, probably let's go into her actual relationship. The person that she is dating now is Finn Misipika, I think is his last name. And they did meet when they were in high school, actually, together, but he is like 6 days older than us. So he obviously aged up to a young adult when we were in university. We were in our last few days of university. He aged up and then proposed to us when we were still a teenager. I mean, in my head, I feel like maybe she was like 17, 18 at this point, right? So obviously we accepted. I did want them to get engaged anyway. Well, I was always a bit like, I wonder if she will stay with him. But I think they've proven to me that they are actually really compatible with each other. So I'm very happy for them. They got engaged and she got pregnant. Kind of not. I mean, it kind of was accidental and it kind of wasn't. I was having them woohoo without protection, so it probably wasn't me on that part. I was just kind of seeing what happens because my risky woohoo is kind of set quite low, so kind of just let them see what happened, and then they did. And I actually kept the pregnancy a surprise, so I didn't know whether they were going to have a boy or a girl. And I did say in my head, as much as I do quite like having a girl to follow the next generation on, if it was a boy, I would have just done it because I'm not 100% sure, like I said, that I want them to have another baby. I don't know, I just feel like they're gonna absolutely spoil Margot. Which brings me on to Finn. Now, Finn comes from a blooming wealthy background. I did not realise how wealthy he was. His family legit had 600 grand. Or they had 600 grand in their bank account when I last checked them. So Finn does not have a job. He actually did not have any skills when I first met him. So any of the skills, his skills are quite low, I think, for that reason. He didn't go to university, but he is a high school graduate. There's not a lot else to Finn, to be honest. I'm kind of having him write a book. It's kind of taking him a little while at the moment, but I want him to, I think, be kind of the writer. I also am having him, he's the one that's kind of keeping on top of the garden. I was going to have like an animal in there, and I was going to have him keep on top of that too. I will end up, so they are not married yet. I'm hoping, well, I want to do a wedding for them at some point. I'm kind of now going to wait, I think, until Margot is a little bit older to get them married, because I didn't realise that this wedding arch is already there, so I kind of feel like maybe they're going to get married in their backyard, which I haven't done, I don't think, in the last couple of gens, so that'll be quite nice. And that is Finn, I think, pretty much. He has got the gatherer, like the creator thing. I might actually change that because I feel like that doesn't fit with his traits. I actually didn't change his traits. I mean, sometimes I do, I'm not gonna lie. Like when my Sims fall in love, sometimes I think that is not the person you're gonna date, my friend. But for him, I didn't change his traits. So he is creative, good, and loyal, which is nice. I think I'm gonna give them a bit of the wholesome vibe to this generation. I kind of do want them to stay together and be happy together. I'm probably gonna give them a little bit of the heartbreak at some point. Maybe the storyline that I've kind of got in my head is that, obviously, like it says at the minute, they both really want a baby. And so I think the storyline I'm gonna make it is that they just can't have another baby, or they're just gonna like really struggle with that. And I haven't really done that sort of storyline yet, but it would make sense why then they only have one child. But yeah, so I think that is about it. I mean, it feels like a lot. We're doing pretty good for money, to be honest. I think one thing about like doing a generational household is that you kind of do get to the point where like money becomes less of an issue. Like, it is a lot harder to do rags to riches, I find. Like, obviously you can, but I don't know, I just always find it's harder to do a rags to riches when you're paying like such a legacy. Like, for example, Clementine had like, but by the time we left the household, she had about 160k because I had them get a money tree, and so basically we were just absolutely rich from that, to be honest. So yeah, money's not really been that much of a problem for us, but yeah, I mean, to think now, like, we're how many generations are we in? 1, 6. Oh no, Margot will be the 6th generation when she eventually ages up, so that'll be really interesting. I would imagine by the next time that we play, even more will happen. I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether I'm playing with Margot at that point or whether I'm playing with another generation, because that can happen too. So I just wanted to hop into cast real quick because I wanted you to get a better look on all of the Sims. So this is what Finn looks like. Obviously he's had a bit of the makeover. I don't actually know that I had made him over since he was a teen. I think I did, but he is looking maybe a little on the younger side, but there you go. He looks pretty good. I don't feel like I really changed him that much. I think I just changed his eyebrows and his hair. And then this is what Laurie looks like. She's looking great. She is genuinely, she's looking good. She's very pretty. I don't know, I feel like the generations are aging good. I do have the MC command thing on, which basically makes the offspring like very much like their parents, so it plays like with the genetics, and I am finding that they're actually really pretty as we're aging up. All of them are. We do, oh, I forgot to mention the cat. We have a cat called Asparagus. But yeah, so we have the cat Asparagus. I haven't had a cat. Well, I haven't had any sort of pet since we had the dog. He did die, unfortunately. I think Winifred had the dog. I think, yeah. He died a while ago now, unfortunately. I say he. Was he a he? I think so. I remember correct. I can't remember his name. That's quite bad, isn't it? But anyway, this is our lovely little female cat called Asparagus, and she is spoiled, affectionate, and talkative. She's very cute, as you can tell, just sat on the counter. Look at her. She's so at home. She's so at peace. Anyway, that I think about sums it up. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. I think I've tried to explain it all very well, but if anybody has any questions, please let me know and I'll try and keep you guys informed. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention, so Winifred, who we obviously ended off with in the last one, she did end up getting into a relationship with a new man, which is where she ended up, like, they'd moved into a new house together, and that's where she ended up passing away. So that was that. There might be stuff that I'm missing, but that basically sums it up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some screenshots at the end of this video of some of the key memories perhaps that we've made. Anyways, as always, if you guys have enjoyed today's video, then please leave a like, go subscribe if you haven't already, go leave a lovely comment. I love reading them, and please let me know, like, if you guys have any specific ideas of any sort of like storylines or like different things that you guys keep like do with your game, please let me know, because sometimes when you play like Generations, it can get a little bit like boring, or sometimes you can just kind of struggle with storylines because you feel like you've done them all. Please let me know. I kind of have a slight idea for what I'm gonna do for Margot, but it's not cemented, so if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye everyone.